So how old would you say you were when you got behind the wheel for the first time?
I was around 5 years old. As everyone tells me, the biggest engine is your mind. And also, I'm half deaf, you know, because I lost my hearing in 2022, I guess. Yeah, that
Oh
was
no.
a huge stop in my career, but also it made me improve a lot. I came back faster and stronger. Here in Paddock, that people get you, you know what I mean? And in
Mm.
Poland, the thing is that most of the people don't really get my career, and I just, have to show my other personality that's not with motorsport. And I really love motorsport, so sometimes it's hard. And when I start talking about motorsport, they're like, huh, what are you talking about?
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Georgie's Stripping the Dipping podcast. I'm your host, F1 Blag. So as we proceed with season 3, we bring you another driver. But the twist is that she's 12 years old. That's right, you didn't hear me wrong. Klara Kowalczyk has been racing for more than half her life. And now you feel old just like me. I spoke to Klara from Italy, where she was waiting to take part in the latest round of the WSK Super Masters Series. If you ever wondered how you can race at the world level and balance your schoolwork at the same time, then this is the episode for you. Klara, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
And where are you joining us from tonight?
I'm in Italy, in Franciacorta, waiting for WSK Super Masters Series Round 3.
Wow, okay, right. That makes a lot of sense because when I was looking up WSK, it said it's all in Italy. So, or that's the Italian governing body. Well, I can't wait to get into your season ahead. But before we do that, when we have guests on the show, we like to ask them to introduce themselves. How would you introduce yourself to someone new? You're introducing yourself to our listeners. So, who's Klara?
Um, I'm a racing driver. My name's Klara Kowalczyk. I'm 12, and yep, I'm driving in Ricky Flynn Motorsports in karting. I'm competing in World Championship and European Championship and other worldwide races, and I'm competing in OKJ category.
You know, it's probably not many years ago, but we like to ask our guests what their first memory of motorsport is. So, Klara, what do you remember your first memory of motorsport?
The thing is that my dad likes to show me interesting things. So
Ah,
it was an electric go kart that his friends built, and I tried it, and I said that I want to learn on that, and that's my first memory.
that's incredible that your first memory is sort of getting behind the wheel. Do you have memories of watching motorsport as well?
Not really. I didn't really know about motorsport before that, and then after I watched, of course, some movies, like Rush, about Niki Lauda and James
Hmm.
Hunt, or I don't know, Ferrari versus Ford. This kind of movies, but before I actually, really knew about karting, I didn't really, know about motorsport.
Wow. And so how old would you say you were when you got behind the wheel for the first time?
I was around 5 years old.
Oh my God. My son is 5. My youngest son is 5 at the moment. And I think if I put him behind the wheel, he'd drive off and I don't know if I'd see him again.
I
That's
mean, the
incredible.
first time I was in the kart, actually, it
Yeah.
was with my dad on his lap.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, when I was 6, I actually drove the kart by myself.
Incredible. And was that sort of going down to the local kart track and having some fun, or were you racing? When did you start racing?
Racing when I was 7, because that's the age in Poland when you can get the license. And then in Italy, I started racing when I was 9, because that's also the age that you can start racing with a license that's not Italian. Like, that's not Italian. So.
Let's also consider the fact that you are multilingual, given that you're speaking to me in English. Clearly, your native language is Polish. How's your Italian?
Um, Actually, it's really bad. I must say that. I really would like to learn it, but I never really, got the chance to learn it. I know only like some random words. I know how to say hello and
Hmm.
basic words, but I can't really communicate in it because I don't really have time for that. And also here it's hard to learn actually. So only the accent because I learned French now. Only the accent stays.
Okay, well, I mean, that's incredible. You're also learning French. So, I wanted to ask you before we talk about your day-to-day experiences now. So, you said your first racing was in Poland was when you were 7. You're racing in Italy at 9. So, how do you go from the start of that racing to where you are today in these world championships?
That was with the help of my first trainer, Natalia Kowalska, that was also an FT driver. She just helped me get here. And I mean, I don't really know how to do it. I think that you just need to, you know, first of all, start racing, of course, and till you come to Italy, you need to really have some experience because when you don't, it just doesn't make sense to come here. And also, like you just need to basically find a team and just pay them, and then you can just drive. And yeah, you just need to know how to get to the teams. And I think the best way is just some races and walk and talk with some teams about how you can get started. I think that's the best way of starting.
Can you tell us a little bit about last season? Did you learn a lot? What was your best memory from last year?
Last year was a really hard season because I had a lot of, I would say, ups and downs. I drove academy, as you said before. That was a really good experience. But I mean, I think it doesn't make sense to go in academy with me when you already drove like a lot in Italy. But
Mm,
I mean, it
mm,
was a great experience. I made some friends from New Zealand, for example, and from Japan. Yeah, it was a great experience, and I think I did pretty good there. There were some problems, with engines and everything. So yeah, but it was alright in the end, and it was a great experience. Then I also drove a world championship. It was really really hard, because we got some problems with fighting setups with CRG, and I also drove in Girls on Track program. I made a lot of friends, but yeah.
you talked about having a trainer before, and you mentioned your first trainer, Natalia. What do you learn from a trainer? What are they focusing on? And do you have a new trainer now?
No, I mean it's not like a trainer. It was more like,
Hmm.
you know, I don't know how to explain it, but you have like a person in the team that teaches
Hmm.
you the line and everything. Is like telemetrist, trainer, whatever. Because there are different types of trainer. You can either have a manager, you can have a physical trainer, you can have a mental
Hmm.
trainer, so psychologist, or you can also have like just a telemetrist, also
Yeah.
the strategy. But like Natalia was my trainer that told me about the line, and she really actually helped me to get into the motorsport. The trainer word means a lot. When you go to different teams, you just have different telemetries and different people that tell you about the line. So
It sounds like there are many, many jobs, and it sounds extremely competitive. If you have all of that stuff to study and learn about. So tell me, you talked a little bit about engines last year. So it made me think: do people that come into karting with higher budgets tend to have sort of newer karts, or do they have an advantage? And sort of how fair or how equal is the playing field when you're racing?
the thing is that academy is where you get the chassis and the engine from the prop motors,
Hmm,
and basically it's all about politics sometimes. Like I mean, it's just like it's fun, and but like sometimes it's not about budget even. It's just like you someone can get a better engine and someone can get the worst one because even like something can break. For example, in like smaller races, people from like I don't know Poland or Great Britain probably buy their own cars and then they give
hmm.
it to the team and they just or they have their own small teams. But like here it's like you pay the team and they make the cart for you. And of course some people buy the engines, like pay a lot for the engines, but it just doesn't make sense, because in the end, if you don't have the talent or you don't drive, it just you won't get anywhere. And I mean, of course it helps a lot, but I mean it's not really about the engine. The biggest, like, as everyone tells me, the biggest engine is your mind, and the most important one is your mind. So yeah, but I think that it's quite equal. I mean, we have different types of chassis, because we have OTK, so Sonic Art, for example, Ricky Flynn drives on it. Then we have CRG Factory Team. We have Parolin and Kart Republic that are very similar, and then some teams that use the chassis, you know. And I mean,
Hmm.
it's like the team gives you the chassis basically, and they make the setup for you. So it's like you have the team on the track. It's not like you're alone. So yeah.
The biggest engine is your mind. You should write a book or something. That's that's a fantastic quote. So I've just looked up OKJ as a class, and it says it's the kart racing class for drivers aged 11 to 15, and drivers must reach the age of
14, I
12.
think.
14, right. So my question to you is, so
Yeah.
you're very young for this age category, right? So you could stay here for another couple of years. So do you
I
think
mean,
age plays a factor?
the thing is that you can't skip the age, and it doesn't really matter.
Hmm.
But speaking about OKJ, it's actually from the year you turn 12,
Hmm.
and it's still, I think, I don't know, 14 years old or 15. I'm not sure actually. So I don't want
Hmm.
to, get you in a war wrong thinking. But I am 12 and a half right now, and I will be turning 13 this year. I started 1 year ago. And I mean, for me, it's hard because I'm quite tall, and I have problems with, like, because of that, I have problems with wave and everything. So I mean, that's the problem, because I'm young and I'm big. So
Hmm.
that's the thing. Age, as if you're talking about that the age is a thing, but it's actually not
Hmm.
a huge deal. Um, I mean, it is, but it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. It makes sense. And I'm just looking back through the champions of the past, and you have Alexander Albon, you have Charles Leclerc, Logan Sargent, Victor Martin, like people who are recognizable names have come through this route. So I suppose my question to you is, do you have any aspirations for the future, for the long term, a goal that you have in mind, or are you just sort of enjoying it and doing your best?
The thing is, of course, I'm enjoying and doing my best, but my goal is basically to either go to F1. That's, I think, the main goal, but also to maybe drive them on maybe some other good races, because I think that Lemo is a really good race, and I
Hmm.
think it's a great experience. And I mean, of course, I would like to go to single seaters, so probably F4, free F2, and then F1. But yeah, I think that's the goal. And but now I'm driving in a karting, and I still need to wait a few years till I can go to single seaters. So
Yeah, of course. I was just rapidly trying to find out what the age limit is to go into Formula 4, but
I
it
think
must be
it's
what,
15,
14,
16.
15? Yeah, exactly. 15, 16. Yeah, exactly. So you've got some time. You've got some time. So
Yeah.
talking about this season, what is your goal? And what are you working on? What are you really trying to improve about your driving?
I mean, uh, improve. There's always something to improve. So there's not one thing that I need to improve. There are like some things on each and every track. And I mean,
Hmm.
for this the goal for this season, I think it's, to do a great job in European and World Championship, and to enjoy it, and to, push the hardest, and to work hard so I can get better results in the future, and to, make everything I can to uh, go as far as I can.
Well, it sounds like a good mix of, doing your best, enjoying it, but also having ambition. And we wish you a lot of luck. So I have a question because you talked about you're learning French at the moment. So obviously you're receiving some education, but how does that work? Do you go to like a normal school during the week, or do you have someone traveling with you, or do something online? How do you balance normal life with the racing?
In Poland, my family lives in Poland, and I have a school there. And the thing is that in Poland, that you can get an individual program. I can go to lessons with my class, but I also have one-on-one lessons with the teachers. And I just, when I'm actually here, sometimes teachers want to make online lessons, but it's not really common. I do
Hmm.
my French lessons online because my teacher, that's an individual with in an individual program. She's teaching in a university, so that's the only
Hmm.
thing I do online. But the rest, I basically have one-on-one lessons, and I just make more than with class because of course class goes slower with the program. When I'm out, they for example make two subjects, and then on one lesson, I did those two subjects with the teachers. So I'm just balancing it like that. So yeah,
Yeah, we talked to a few drivers and they do seem to be very good at balancing, as you say, lots going on, trying to do things as quickly as possible. I guess it's the personality type you need to be a champion. So what about other things? You like, do you have your friends back in Poland, or are you friends with some people on the racing circuit? How does that work?
the thing is that for example, I was a high diver before, and I made a lot of sports. I like kite surfing. I'm a snowboarder, and I
Wow.
mean, I really love doing those things, but I also know that it's pretty dangerous. So I try to look out for myself, because if something happens, then I can continue my career. And I, for example, need to stop high diving because it just took too much time. And then also I'm half deaf, you know, because I lost my hearing in 2022, I guess. Yeah. And COVID, and that
Oh
was
no.
a hit stop in my career, but also it made me improve a lot. I came back faster and stronger, but and I mean, with the friends thing, I of course I think the thing is that here in paddock that people get you, you know what I mean. And in
Hmm.
Poland, the thing is that most of the people don't really get my career, and I just have to show my other personality that's not with motorsport. And I really love motorsport, so sometimes it's hard. And when I start talking about motorsport, they're like, huh, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, sorry, I forgot that you don't know what's F1. Like most of my friends, like some of my friends don't know what exactly F1 is about. They
Hmm.
know what is F1, but they don't know exactly what is it about. And and when they say, "Oh, you're basically a rental car driver," I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, I'm not a rental car driver. It's not like you can just go somewhere and then drive and then say that you are like me." Like, I mean, the thing is that they don't really get how much hard work is that. And the guys here, they like F1 and they like the same thing as me. Uh, so I mean, that's the thing that, yeah, I need to balance the friends thing too. But I think the good thing is that you don't have only friends in only one place. Because, like, when I need to break from karting, I have my friends from school, Poland. I also have some friends from Switzerland and other countries. But yeah, when I need to break from karting, I can spend some time with them. And when I need to break from school, I just go like I spend time with my friends from karting. So
Sounds good. It sounds like the perfect mix. So you mentioned, and I was really sorry to hear this, that you lost part of your hearing in 2022.
yeah,
And you said that you've come back stronger, and it's helped you. I guess what I heard, it helped you be an even better driver.
yeah.
What was that experience like, and how has that helped you?
I think the thing is that I kind of moved into next step of my career then.
Mm.
And that was the moment actually when yeah, I mean, the experience was really bad. I had problems with dizziness, balance. When I was blinking, the world was moving, as I'm saying. and I couldn't even walk around the hotel room by myself because I was on an event when I lost my hearing. I just arrived, and be careful, like when you feel like you have cotton in your ear, immediately go to hospital, because I went to the hospital too late, because we didn't want to go to the hospital in Italy, because then we knew that if we would stay there, I wouldn't have the contact with my family at all. So we wanted to wait for Poland, but it was already too late, and they still tried to do. I took some really strong medicine. I went to hyperbaric chamber, and I did some checkups and everything, but it didn't help me. The hearing didn't come back in right ear, because I can hear on my right ear at all. And yeah, that's the thing. And I think that when I came back to high diving and driving, because now I stopped high diving, but I came back and I was like, for example, in high diving, I lost my like I came back, I couldn't even jump into the water, and then I became Polish vice champion from 5 meters. And for example, in karting, I was testing for one day and for 2 days, and for the first day, I couldn't even drive 5 minutes without stopping or feeling dizzy. And the next day, I made my best time, my personal best at Adria, the track. And I mean, like, also, I kind of improved. I think that it was just a really needed stop, like, to stop and to, just start a new chapter. And I think it was really good. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, yeah, the amount of mental strength that you're describing is incredible. So let's take our listeners through your race weekend. So you mentioned that you are waiting for the start of the third round
Yeah.
of the WSK series. So when do you arrive at the circuit, or when do you arrive at your venue? And take us through that weekend and what you do and what it's like.
I actually, the weekend starts tomorrow. uh, And I think that I don't really know the timetable right now, but tomorrow we have tests on Wednesday. Then on Thursday we have tests again. Then on Friday we have a warm up, then quali, then first two heats or three heats. It depends, but it's mainly two heats like most of the time. Then on Saturday we have warm up and heats. And then on Sunday, if there are no delays, there are just pre-finals and finals. In Cremona last week, there was a huge delay because of the rain, and they needed to move the heats. And for example, on Champions of the Future and European Championship, when there are less categories, we arrive on Thursday. We test on Thursday, and then on Friday, I think we have quali. I don't really remember, Yeah, on Friday we have quali and heats. Then on Saturday we have heats, and on Sunday pre-finals and finals. It's actually super. It's called super heats in Europeans and Champions of the Future.
Okay, I can see that you have. I'm looking here on the website. So many eliminatory heats, and they've all got numbers next to them. And does that mean, is there a chance, like, that some drivers don't make it to the end of the weekend, or do you just be in a different event on the final day?
No. It's like heats. Everyone goes quality and heats, and then after the heats, you have a summary of, and top 72 goes into the pre-finals. So you have 36 people in one super final and 36 in other. But it's like A B A B A B. So it's not really. It doesn't
Yeah.
really matter in which one you are. And then the top 36 after the, because the points from the pre-finals add up to uh points from heats, and in WSK you need to have less, like, the you need to have, like, not a lot of points to be on the top. And then in terms of the future, it's a different system, and you need to have as many points as you can get. So there are different systems, but basically to the final, top 36 goes in when the points add up from super heats and from heats, and top 36 comes into the uh, final. So you basically have two eliminatory stages. So yeah.
Best of luck for this weekend. On track, is it quite aggressive? Do people bump into each other? How is the sort of marshalling or the stewards? Is there enforcement of driving standards? What is it like behind the wheel?
There are, of course, rules, but some, but the thing is that sometimes you get the penalty, sometimes not. And I think it's quite aggressive here. You need to be really harsh and hard on people. But I also I'm a clean driver. So I think that I always had a problem with pushing people hard or making space. That's my problem because some people don't do that, some people do that. But basically, I don't really like to, push people out. And but I know that I need to start more. But
Hmm.
some people drive aggressively, some no. Some people are, crazy, some no. I think it just depends on the person. Everywhere you can find a really calm driver, and everywhere you can find a really crazy driver. So, yeah.
And when you're racing, I guess you go through a whole range of emotions. So if someone were to hit you, I suppose you're kind of getting angry. If you have a really great result, you're feeling elated. Looking back on your races over the last year, are there any moments where you've, I don't know, been at your angriest, or moments when you've been at your happiest?
I mean, I last year I had a lot of problems, as I said, and
Hmm.
I think that last year I learned a lot, and that can be very helpful in the future. But the thing is that there were many ups and downs, and last year I had many problems with stressing, and now I improved a lot, and I'm really proud of myself. Actually, the best memories are when you're going fast, because that, of course, the best feeling,
Hmm.
and the best memories are also from paddock when you are with friends.
That's nice. Here's my question, because you were just describing driving. I know it's different, but when you're on the road, and your parents are driving, do you ever go, "Oh God, the driving is," I'm not saying your parents are bad drivers, but maybe the driving you see on the road is like terrible, or does that not come across your mind? Because you're quite a unique person that is at 12 years old and is an incredible driver.
The thing is that the back seats. I always get dizzy
Yeah.
there. I
Yeah.
hate it. But when I sleep, it's alright, and when I go sometimes. But my dad is a really good driver, on the
Hmm.
roads. So, but the thing is that sometimes I'm like, oh, why didn't you go in there? You could have overtaken him, or what the heck is he doing? He shouldn't be there. What is he doing? And I'm like, yeah, that's the thing as I do. But when I'm going, for example, from Poland to Italy, sometimes with the car because my dad really enjoys driving. Um,
Hmm.
I sleep mainly, and
Hmm.
yeah, listen to music. But I think that I don't really, think about what's happening on the road when I'm in the back seat, and when I'm in the front seat, then I'm thinking about it more. But I actually already drove with the cars. I drifted, and I can normally drive with the cars. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And just for the sake of anyone listening, of course you were driving on private land and everything was legal and it was fine, right?
Yeah, I wasn't. I wasn't really. Yeah, with the drifting thing, I was driving with Tessa Wheater. She's from Great Britain. I don't know if you know her.
Hmm.
Yeah, we were drifting with her, and it was actually legal. She's a
Yeah.
trainer of drifters normally, so I mean, it was legal, and we were on track. So
No, no, of course, of course. I was only joking. Uh, so here's a question that we ask our guests, which is, if you could pick any car on any track for a hot lap, and there is no limit to what you can select. What would you select? Hot lap challenge, any car, any circuit.
I think either a hypercar or supercar or F1. But
Hmm.
I mean, it depends on many things. But I think the
Hmm.
track, I don't know. I kind of like Monza.
Hmm.
Monza is I think I would choose Monza. Yeah, F1 maybe. Yeah, probably F1
Okay.
Monza.
Any particular team that you'd be driving for at Monza?
I don't know. I really like McLaren. I really like
Hmm.
McLaren. I like Red Bull. I like many teams, but I think that let's say McLaren.
Okay, perfect. Well, look, we wish you the best of luck, and let's all, everyone listening, let's all manifest that one day you'll be racing a McLaren at Monza in Formula One, and that would be amazing. We're getting towards the end of the episode, but I wanted to just talk a little bit about Formula One very briefly. It sounds like you're a fan, it would be obvious. And over the last few days, some of the cars are being launched for the 2024 season. So the Aston Martin was launched the day before we recorded this, the Williams a little bit earlier, and so on and so forth. So my question to you is, do you have a particular driver in Formula One that you follow or that inspires you? And secondly, do
think
you have any
I
predictions for this year?
I don't really like. I'm not a huge fan of F1, but it's not like I'm a
Hmm.
a crazy fan. They are changing the tires. Oh, I'm not like that. The thing is that I don't really have a favorite driver now. I really like Lando. I kind of like Max Verstappen, and I think that it's bad that he gets the hate. It's not nice because it's not his fault that he's successful. So you can just and they are just making not a motorsport out of it. But I mean,
Hmm.
I have predictions. I don't have really predictions yet, and really like the drivers that are dead. Unfortunately, I really like Ayrton Senna. Ayrton Senna is like my one of my idols, and Hunt mainly. I think Ayrton Senna and Hunt are my idols.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, both of them fantastic drivers, flamboyant, and yeah, Ayrton Senna certainly. Well, they both got films about them for a reason, right? So they had that charisma as well as their
Yeah.
talent, which is incredible. Okay. Well, a question that we ask all of our guests towards the end: what message do you have for those listening? And I guess for anyone that's thinking about following in your footsteps, or perhaps they have a child and they're thinking about following in, your footsteps, what advice would you give to them?
I would advise to for sure start early, not too early but
Mm,
not too late, because when you start later than age of 8 or 9, it's gonna be just hard for you. I think like 8 is really maximum. It's like 7 is like the latest. Like I think 6 7, maybe even earlier. I think
mm.
that 6 7 8 are the latest age you need to start. And I think that you just need to, make a lot of researches, go to Italy, talk with people, and you just need to, earn some knowledge, and don't get twisted by some people that are saying, "Oh, we will help you," but they won't actually help you because they want to make business out of it, and to, look for what's the best of you for you. And I mean, I'm not really, I'm young, so I mean, I can't really give you some good advices, but yeah, just, do it with love and passion, and, you know, just take it easy, and, focus on what's the best. And yeah, as I said, make some researches, what's good, and yeah.
Brilliant. Well, no, I think you definitely can give people advice. You've got it fresh in your memory of how you've done it, and thank you for sharing that. So, if people want to follow your results, particularly this weekend, but throughout the season, is there anywhere in particular they can follow your progress?
My Instagram, Klara Super Sprint, all small letters. It's on Facebook also, Klara Kowalczyk or Klara Super Sprint, and I think and WSK WSK Karting Italy. That's the
Hmm.
page of the WSK, and then also the FIA page of FIA Karting Championship and Champions of the Future or GMMC. You can follow the results of the European Championship and World Championship there. So, yep.
Brilliant. Well, we'll definitely be following, and we wish you the best of luck. Now, the final question that we ask all of our listeners, which is a very important one, relates to pizza and something very specific. So I'm going to assume, but you can correct me if I'm wrong, Klara, that you have occasionally eaten pizza. being that you're
Yeah.
in Italy, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I ate it today.
yes.
Before I
There you go.
review with you.
Perfect. Right. So yes or no question. Pineapple on pizza.
Say no.
Okay, you picked the right side. See, I'm very anti-pineapple, but Georgie, who is
I'm not
producing and
anti-pineapple.
listening,
I'm not anti-pineapple
you're
actually.
anti.
I just think that I had a face for that, but I just don't really like it. But I think it's a great idea.
Oh, live and let live. So if people like pineapple, they can like pineapple, but if they don't,
I
it's
like
fine.
spicy pizza, like Diavola or Inferno. I like spicy. And
Yeah,
thin
they're the
pizza.
real ones.
I don't like this fat. I liked it when I was younger, but I like thin and thin pizza.
Well, there we go. I think you pleased all of the, everyone with their preferences because, you're not anti-pineapple. It's okay. It's a good idea. But yeah, I'm also a spicy pineapple. Spicy pineapple? Spicy
Spicy
pizza fan.
pineapple.
So.
Oh, that's a great
Maybe that's a
idea.
business. Yeah,
That's
right? We start a
business.
business.
Spicy pineapple.
Exactly. Yeah. Brilliant. Well, look, Klara, thank you for your time today. This evening. It's been really, really good to hear about you. And we'll keep following your progress this season. And we wish you all the best.
Thank you. Wish you all the best too.
Brilliant. Well, guys, thanks for joining us on this 5th episode of the series. I've been F1 Black. If you like this one, go back to the start of the season, listen to Mike Ogren, another racing driver, closer to my age, but he's based in the US. And don't forget also to listen to Miguel Valverde, who is the IT and software engineer for Andretti in Formula E, who won the World Championship last year. So without further ado, that is us. Looking forward to seeing you back next time. But until then, have a good night.